In 60 days, we took an IT services company from getting 0 organic leads a month to a 3,540% increase in website traffic. They went from completely invisible online to having qualified prospects find them every single week. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact 3-step process that we use to make it happen. Look, if you're a service business owner and you're watching potential clients go to your competitors because they can't find you online, then this case study is for you. Because what I'm about to share is in theory. It's the exact strategy that took innovative IT solutions from 0 organic leads to a consistent pipeline of qualified prospects. The best part is we didn't use any expensive tools, complicated tactics, or black hat techniques, just a methodical approach that any service business can implement. I'm Jeffro, and I help service businesses turn their websites into client-generating machines. And today, I'm going to break down how exactly we transformed IITS from invisible to unavoidable in their market, the technical fixes, the content strategy, and the optimization work that created those results. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the 3-step framework that drove this transformation, why most businesses get SEO backwards, and how to apply this same approach to your own website. But here's what might surprise you. The biggest breakthrough didn't come from what we added, it came from what we fixed first. So here's what most businesses get completely wrong about SEO. They jump straight into creating content without fixing the basic problems that are already there. And I see this all the time. Business owners start writing blog posts, picking keywords, maybe even hiring content writers, but their website has fundamental issues that prevent any of that work from actually ranking. It's like trying to build a house on a cracked foundation. You can add all the fancy features you want, but if the foundation is broken, nothing's going to work properly, and definitely not for very long. Now, when we first audited Innovative IT Solutions' website, we found exactly this situation. The previous SEO company they'd worked with had actually left behind some technical problems that were actively hurting their rankings. Their website had broken menu navigation, visitors couldn't even find their way around the site properly, and there were no internal links connecting their blog posts to their service pages, which meant Google couldn't understand how their content related to their actual services. The site was also loading incredibly slowly because of optimization issues they'd never addressed. They were missing some basic H1 tags on most pages, which is like having a book with no chapter titles. The search engines couldn't fully understand what each page was actually about, and they had virtually no meta descriptions. So when their pages did show up in search results, there was no compelling reason for anyone to click through. And here's the thing, these aren't complicated fixes, but they were costing IITS every single day. Search engines could crawl their site just fine, but they couldn't understand what it was actually about or why it should rank for anything. Without proper H1 tags, meta descriptions, and internal linking, Google had no way to know that this was a legitimate business providing valuable services. And even when people did find them, the poor user experience meant they'd bounce off the site immediately. So before we wrote a single new piece of content, we spent the first few weeks just cleaning up this mess. We fixed the navigation, optimized the loading speed, added proper H1 tags, meta descriptions, and created a logical internal linking structure that helped both users and search engines understand their services. The result was that within just a couple of weeks of making those foundational fixes, IITS started ranking for searches they were already relevant for. We're talking about searches like IT asset disposal in Oklahoma City and certified data destruction services, terms that are directly related to their business that they should have been ranking for all along. And this is why I always tell business owners to fix the foundation first. You can create the best content in the world, but if your website has basic technical problems, you're just building on quicksand. And if you're wondering what foundational issues might be holding back your own website, stick around and I'll show you how to identify them at the end. Now, once the foundation was solid, we moved to step 2. And this is where most businesses sabotage their own SEO efforts. They optimize for keywords that sound professional or impressive instead of terms their actual customers are typing into Google. I see this all the time. Businesses use industry jargon that makes them sound smart, but that their prospects never search for. For example, a lot of IT asset disposal companies try to rank for broad terms like IT services or technology solutions. And those sound professional, but they're incredibly competitive and way too generic. Plus, someone searching for IT services could be looking for anything from computer repair to software development. So we took a different approach with IITS, and instead of trying to compete for these massive generic terms, we focused on the specific language their actual customers use when they need these services. We shifted from targeting ITAD services, which is industry jargon that regular business owners don't even know, to specific terms like certified data destruction services and secure IT equipment disposal. These are the exact phrases that someone types into Google when they have old computers or servers they need to get rid of safely. And the homepage was a perfect example of this. When we started, their hero section was full of technical terminology that didn't connect with their actual prospects. So we rewrote it to focus on what business owners actually care about. And now it says, we help businesses securely retire IT assets with certified data destruction, hardware recycling, and asset recovery services, keeping your sensitive information safe and your operations compliant. And you can see the difference, right? Now we're speaking directly to the concerns business owners have when they need to dispose of IT equipment. They're worried about data security, they need to stay compliant with regulations, and they want to know their sensitive information is going to be handled properly. We also completely overhauled their service pages to target the long tail keywords that prospects were actually searching for. And in addition to having a main services page, we created specific blog posts that targeted searches like HIPAA-compliant data destruction, secure hard drive destruction in Oklahoma City, and certified electronics recycling services. These aren't super high volume keywords. We're not talking about thousands of searches per month, but they're incredibly high intent searches. So when someone types HIPAA-compliant data destruction into Google, they're not just browsing. They have a specific need right now, and they're ready to hire someone to solve it. We also fixed all the basic on-page optimization that was missing, proper title tags that included their target keywords and location, meta descriptions that actually described what each page was about and gave people a reason to click, and alt tags for all their images so search engines could understand their visual content as well. Now, the internal linking strategy was crucial too. We made sure every blog post we wrote linked back to their main service pages with relevant anchor text. This helped boost the authority of their service pages and made it crystal clear to Google what services they actually provided. But the real breakthrough came with step 3, and this is the content strategy that turned everything around once we stacked it on top of those first 2 steps. Most businesses approach content creation completely backwards. They write about broad industry topics or try to answer every possible question the prospects might have, but that's not what drives qualified leads. The content that actually converts focuses on high intent searches, the specific terms people use when they're ready to hire someone, not just when they're learning about a topic. So instead of writing generic blog posts about the importance of data security or IT trends for 2024, we created a weekly content strategy that targets bottom of funnel searches. These are the searches people make when they have a specific problem they need solved right now. For IITS, that meant targeting searches like IT asset disposal services in Oklahoma City, or how to dispose of old computers securely. That one's a little iffy, but certified data destruction near me, HIPAA compliant hard drive destruction. These aren't massive search volume keywords, again, but they represent exactly the kind of traffic that IITS wanted, local businesses that need their specific services. Now, every week, we publish a new blog post targeting one of these high-intent searches. Each post is optimized for local SEO, including specific service information, and most importantly, links back to their main service pages with strategic internal links. Here's why this approach works so much better than broad topic content. When someone searches for certified electronics recycling in Oklahoma City, they're not just researching. They have electronics they need to get rid of. They want to make sure it's done properly, and they're looking for a local company to handle it. That's a qualified lead. Compare that to someone searching for electronics recycling trends. They might be a student writing a paper, or a competitor doing research, or just someone generally interested in the topic. The search intent is completely different. The psychology behind high-intent searches is that people using specific technical terms are further along in the buying process. If someone knows to search for HIPAA-compliant data destruction, they already understand they need this specific service. They're not in the awareness stage, they're in the decision stage. Each blog post we created served multiple purposes. First, it targeted a specific high-intent keyword that their prospects were actually searching for. Second, it provided valuable, detailed information that positioned IITS as experts in their field. And third, it included strategic internal links back to their service pages, which helped boost these pages' authority in Google's eyes. Now, the results have been immediate and consistent. Within the first month of implementing this content strategy, they started getting organic leads again. We're talking about qualified prospects who found them through Google searches, not referrals or cold outreach. But here's the really powerful part. This is a compounding strategy. Every piece of content we published built on the previous work. As their overall domain authority grew, their new content started ranking faster and higher. Their existing service pages began ranking better because of all the strategic internal links from the blog content. And by the end of those first 60 days, we'd taken IITS from 10 website visitors per month to 364 visitors per month. That's a 3,540% increase in organic traffic and is continuing to grow. More importantly, these weren't just random visitors. These were qualified prospects searching for exactly the services that IITS provides. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, My website could use this kind of transformation, and you want someone to audit your current SEO situation and create a strategic plan for growth. I want to invite you to book a free strategy call with me. On this call, we'll analyze your website's current performance. We'll identify the technical and content opportunities that can drive similar results for your business and create a roadmap to get you found by the people who need your services the most. Whether that's working together on implementation or just getting you pointed in the right direction, we'll make sure you're not losing business to competitors who show up online.